so I figured today is a really good day to head to Home Depot so that I can get what I need to get for tomorrow because I want to paint. And I know me, I don't know if you guys are like this, but I know me. If I don't get the paint today, I won't paint tomorrow because I'm what I like to call a slow morning person. So because I work evenings, I typically go very slow in the mornings. I don't mind getting up early. In fact, I get up usually around 6 o'clock, but I will sit on the couch and drink probably 3 or 4 cups of coffee over a 2-hour time span and not feel motivated or even awake enough to do anything in the morning. So I know that if I don't go get the paint now, like this evening, Saturday evening, then I'm not going to start painting early enough for me to want to finish the job within the same day. I couldn't resist sharing with you this beautiful blue summer sky. It has been raining so much, so this was welcome. You guys, I have tried so many times this week to start a video. It has been the craziest week. I'm sitting here in the Home Depot parking lot because I need to get some white paint. We're going to be working on the inside of my screen room. A lot of you guys have seen the video in the past where I shared the exterior of it, and it is time to start moving on the inside. We're going to be painting. I've got wood ceiling to put up. My husband has this really cool texture that he does that I love. It's very custom, but we need to buy the boards for that. I'm trying to decide if I want to stain or paint the concrete, so I'm probably going to ask your advice on that. We are doing a lot of things in the next couple of weeks, and I'm hopeful that I'll get a lot of it done today so I can get it in this video and get this reset video going. So let's get started. So as we are getting started with today's video, I just want to let you know that this video is a conglomeration of many different weekends. I have been so disjointed lately. I actually filmed all of this painting stuff back in May, and I just haven't really gotten around to sharing it. The patio is not quite done yet, and so there's more to share, but I thought it was worth at least kind of showing you the process. And you'll see right here, I almost took someone else's paint. My paint color is called Whisper White, and that is called Shoelace. So I was really glad that I noticed that before I walked away with the wrong paint. Luckily, the correct paint came out very shortly after. And thankfully, I came away with all of the correct equipment and all of the right paint and made my way to the cash register. So we decided that we were going to paint the inside of the porch the same color as the trim that's on the house, and that is Bare Premium Plus in Whisper White. So I figured actually, sometimes I go with economy paint, but this one I went up a little bit on, what I wanted to spend just because it needs to hold up. The exterior of the house, even though this is under a cover, it really does take a beating as far as humidity is concerned. It doesn't get a lot of UV, obviously, because it's under a covered roof, but I just didn't want to buy an economy paint and then have to go over it. And I liked this one because it's paint and primer in one. As you can see, these are just pine boards. They have knots, and I just didn't feel like having to go over it so many times with primer, and just having the paint with the primer in it I thought was easier. Now, you see that I'm not being very careful, and that is because later in the video here, you're going to see that my husband and my son are actually going to be putting up the ceiling, the 3D sort of wood paneling that he is going to put up is going to hide all of those edges. So thankfully, I got the painting done before that happened. You guys know I love to check in with you, so I would love it if you would leave me a comment below. Let me know what you've been up to this summer. I hope that you are having a restful summer. I hope you're doing all of the fun things. For us, these are the fun things. We love doing projects around the house. Oftentimes, we will opt to not travel in favor of doing projects and DIYs and big renovations and things like that. And this is one of them. So you can see my husband and my son are finishing up the paneling on the ceiling. I love this 3D effect. I don't know if we're going to stain this, but this took a few days, so I put the paintbrush away, got a shower, and I spent the next day out with my daughter. All right, guys, we're gonna check out Carter's. Neither one of us have been in a Carter's store ever, so I'm excited to see what they have in there. I'm looking forward to the cute little outfits and the little shoes and everything, so we're gonna head in there and see what they got. This was a really fun trip. Up until this point, I haven't really given myself the chance to sit down and really absorb the fact that he's going to be here soon. He is due to arrive in August, and we are so excited. And this was really the first day that I got to spend with my daughter, kind of dreaming about what life will be like when he's here, and getting to see all of these adorable little clothes just made it seem all the more real. We really had a good time just kind of shopping around and browsing and getting some ideas. Now he's going to be this size in the fall, so all of these fun fall clothes are going to be perfect for him. I cannot wait. I love all the summer stuff too. These little alligator shorts were perfect for us here in the Sunshine State because, as you know, the alligator is our state reptile. And oh gosh, so many cute things. I love the palm trees and the khaki shorts. They were so cute. The next stop was off to a grocery store for my weekly meat pickup. And once I got everything put away, I was starting to feel a little bit lazy. So the next thing that we needed to do was decide what to do for dinner. We were going to make a London broil tonight, but I think we're going to go out instead. I don't know. I don't feel like cooking. That's no surprise. You guys know I don't love to cook. We were gonna have a London broil and just kind of chill out at home, but it's kind of rainy, it's kind of gloomy. I kind of want to just, I don't know, I just want to go have something delicious. I think we're gonna go for sushi. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is not carnivore. So if you're trying to follow me and you're trying to be on the carnivore diet, don't eat sushi. I am breaking a 27-hour fast today. And I just wanted to say about fasting, I don't fast on purpose, although I'm not opposed to it. Intermittent fasting is a really good way to lose weight. But what happens with me, especially my situation, is because I'm a food addict, I always used to think I was hungry all the time. Since I got off all of the carbs, all of the sugars, all of the processed stuff, I noticed that my appetite is actually gone. Like, I don't ever really want to eat ever. So it's very easy for me to say no to certain foods when it's not something that is, I don't ever feel hangry. I don't have that sort of like rumbling stomach. I never feel that way. And so I haven't eaten since about 27 hours ago, and I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry. And being that I did such a long fast, I think that I'm going to go ahead and let myself have some carbs and just enjoy the night and get right back to it tomorrow. Now, I will tell you that I will likely struggle tomorrow because whenever I have carbs or sugar or anything that is off plan, the next day is really difficult. And that is the main reason why I try to be so strict when it comes to what I let myself eat on carnivore. It's not because I'm some high willpower, amazing, motivated person. It's because I know that tomorrow, if I do this today, tomorrow's going to be rough for me. Just tomorrow, if I plan it and I know that I'm going to have a day of struggle, I can get through it. But if I let myself go, sometimes it becomes a slippery slope. So I don't know if that's what we're going to end up doing. I did just buy a ton of meat, so we may change our mind and end up just staying home if the weather gets really bad. Like, I don't know if you can tell, it is raining out. If the weather gets really bad, we may end up just staying home, but at least that's the plan for right now. Before we head out to get some dinner though, take a look at look at this. Look at this. That thing is like taking over the whole window. That looks amazing. I am loving these impatiens. I was waiting for my husband to finish getting ready. We did, after all, decide that we would go for sushi. So I figured while I was waiting, I would just straighten up the kitchen a little bit because it's always nice to come home from dinner and not have to do a bunch of work. So just getting things kind of put away, nothing like a deep clean like I usually share. Just kind of straightening up and making the kitchen look fresh again. Now it's the next day, and I decided that I was going to do a few outdoor projects on this day. it at this point in the month had been raining a lot. And so this was the first day that it was sunny and nice out. When I say nice, I mean it was like ridiculously hot and very humid. But it was nice enough that I wanted to get outside and do a few projects. So I decided I would take a chance at redoing some of these chairs that I've had on my porch. I really like these chairs. I like the lines of them, and I think they're really pretty. They were like a bronze color, and they were purchased at a garage sale probably 7 or 8 years ago. They have definitely seen better days. They looked pretty rough. One of them has some rust I'll share with you here in just a moment. And I thought just a fresh coat of black paint would be perfect. So I'm gonna let this first one dry and see what I think about it and whether or not it needs a second coat. I do notice right now that I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that I missed a couple of spots. So I'll go back over that, but I just wanted to show you guys the difference. I mean, I probably should come in with a wire brush and scrape all of that rust off and take care of all of that. But honestly, I'm not gonna do that. I just wanna freshen them up so that I can get this remaining part of the summer season out of them. I do plan to replace these next year, so I'm not too worried about all of that rust on there. I'm just gonna spray over it and cover it up with the cushion. And like I have said in previous videos, I am a good enough is good enough kind of person. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially for this purpose. So giving them a little refresh, I think, is exactly what's needed, at least for now. So here they are. Both of the chairs have been painted with 2 coats. They look great. We'll see how they dry and get the cushions back on them. I'm gonna bring them into the patio and style them next to this wooden table that I recently thrifted for $5. Molly seems very unimpressed as usual. This table I bought, I love this table. It's probably not going to stay here, but I don't really have a place for it. I thought it was small enough to fit in my house in a little spot next to my hutch, and of course it's not. So right now it's just gonna stay out here on the patio, and we've been enjoying outside. We've been eating out here. We've been sitting out here during sunset. It's been really nice. So having these cushioned seats here are definitely something that we've been enjoying. Now you're gonna see me walk back and forth here a couple of times because I am really funny about details. You can see there's a handle on these cushions. I actually need to cut these off. I don't know why they put these little loops on the cushion, but one of the things I was doing was deciding whether or not I want the cushion on the base like it is there or on the top. Ultimately, I swapped it and made them both have the hoop on the base, but I need to cut that off. That's looking at it right now, it's very annoying. Now the next thing is a little project that I wanted to do on this thrifted bank. This is just a ceramic bank I got at Goodwill for $3.98, and I like little projects like this. Every once in a while I will collect items, and then on a weekend when I don't have a lot to do, or I'm like I'm feeling creative, I just pull something out of my Goodwill stash and decide to do a little DIY. So I'm coming over this with some black spray paint, and then I have done this method in the past. I've seen this I've actually used it a couple of times on my channel, and originally I saw the idea on Carrie Lynn's channel. But you basically just spray black spray paint, and then while the black is wet, you go over it with metallic gold, and the two paint colors dry together, and they kind of create a little bit of a brass look. But you'll see after it's done, I'll bring it inside and kind of give you a close-up. I ended up really not liking this time around when I did it. I don't know if the paints were different than the last time, or if it just was the structure of the bank that, I don't know, it looked so flat. See, I didn't like the way it looked. So I decided that I wanted to come in with some rub and buff in the antique gold and see if I could, I don't know, just jazz it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more metallic. I love working with Rub and Buff. It's so easy to use, but in the past, I've really only ever used it on small pieces. This is a larger scale item, and I really didn't like the way it looked when I just kind of placed a big glob of Rub and Buff and then spread it around. It made it look a little bit too thick. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more opaque and be able to see the darker color come through. So that's why I decided to do the dots. I don't know if it made a difference in the long run. When you see it in the end, you guys will have to let me know what you think of it. I actually, as I was going, I was thinking this was a mistake and I was going to end up tossing the entire thing. But now that I've done it and I have it up in my bedroom, I really like it. And funny enough, my husband and I were just talking about it, and he asked me, where did I get the metal horse head statue? And I confided in him that it was actually just a $4 ceramic bank from Goodwill. Sometimes little projects like this are just fun, and they're a nice way to customize your space and get something unique for not a lot of money. I've enjoyed hanging with you, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.